Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you are new here, hi! My name is Natasha and it's fantastic to have you here. For today's video, we are unboxing and taking a look at the Dark Grimoire Tarot. This is published by Lo Scarabeo and this is by Michele Penco. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm always horrible with pronunciation, so I do apologize. It retails for $23.95 and like I said, Lo Scarabeo, so they're in a few different languages there. And the box says a deck of 78 cards to communicate with our own dark side, images that allow us to look into the darkest corners of our souls where we can seek a new light. So I'm really hoping this is going to be fantastic for shadow work. I'm really getting into a little bit more darker decks, especially around this time of year. As I'm filming this, it is September. So let's get into it. It is a tuck box. I've already taken the cellophane off so you guys don't have to see me struggle. And I just want to take a look real fast to see if there's anything pertinent that we need to know in this guidebook here. Looks like there's a spread talking about Necronomicon, tarot as books of magic. So a little history here, key to reading, and there's the spread in the front, and then it goes into the meanings of each card. All right, so here we go. We're gonna take that off. Ooh, let's take a look at the back real fast. Look at that. That is spooky. Oh my, absolutely spooky. There is a little bit of a gloss because you can see the reflection there. It is a nice size. It is a typical Lo Scarabeo deck size. And it does have some borders, which I'm not mad about. And then we got everything down here, our title card and our number. Ooh, spooky, spooky. Okay. This is going to be very interesting, I feel. There's a lot of detail. I feel like this is going to be one of those decks where you can use it multiple times and still get something new out of the images. Trying to get it so the reflection isn't crazy. Wow. Oh my, definitely very much a shadow working deck. Oh my. I don't hate it so far. Like, I thought I was going to be a little bit more intimidated by it because, yeah, like shadow or more scary, darker decks I'm a little intimidated by, just because it's not what I normally started out reading with. But I can understand the appeal and I can understand very different reasons why you would want a darker deck. Wow. The imagery does hold up though, if you're talking about just the energy of the card here. Wow. Look at him peeking through. He was caught where he shouldn't have been. And for some reason, this reminds me of the Hobbits when they went and found the, what was it, trolls in that book? And then they turned to stone. I'm telling you, there's going to always be a pop culture reference in these videos. Oh my. That definitely gives you a different version of a hangman, doesn't it? I think this one might be my darkest deck yet that I've covered on this channel. And I will be doing my top dark decks. But quite honestly, it might just be my dark deck collection because I don't have very many of them. And I really like this devil. It's very reminiscent of Cthulhu. I like that. Oh, look at the tower. Oh, that is really cool. There's a lot in this imagery and I'm here for it so far. Like, I'm kind of nervous to see the minor decks because it could be Pip. I don't know, just symbols, but I'm hoping that it is. Oh, that is so neat. What amazing imagery. Sorry, distracted. And our first glimpse of hope there. I love this. Wow. All right. So this is going to be cups. All right. We got the Hocus Pocus book there. Oh. I love this journey that we are being taken on. Wow. I'm excited to see the way that they describe the cards in the guidebook. It's such a detailed art style. You can see all the little scratches for the shadowing. I like this version of Eight of Cups. This gives me Peter Pan vibes off to Neverland there. Okay, so then we have Knave. That was 10, correct? Yes. So I have Knave. Knight. Oh, I wonder if all of the aces are going to be books. Because, I mean, well, I guess that makes sense if we're talking about grimoires. Wow. Okay, working with your demons. Wow. Oh my gosh, this deck. I mean, it's super dark, but if you go in with the process, the thought process of this is going to be for shadow work, it completely makes it less intimidating. It completely makes it like, yeah, we're going to just confront our demons and our fears, and it makes sense within the imagery of the cards here. My hats are off to this. Wow. Would I use this in the dark? Nope. I would still say no to that. However, it really does make sense. It's clicking, at least in my mind, so hopefully it's clicking for you too. And I know this is probably not going to be a deck for everyone, especially, oh my goodness, especially if you're kind of new to tarot. It might be a little intimidating. However, it is kind of like a niche style and a niche theme. A lot of people really like dark decks to use all the time, and there's nothing wrong with that. Some people use them for specific clients. Some people use them for specific workings, questions, that sort of a thing. Yay, they're all going to be books. All right. So we're in Wands. I like the imagery a lot. I like the kind of disasperated. The color is not so saturated. Desaturated, that's the word I'm looking for. So it gives you this like old vibe as well as this like otherworldly vibe as well. So things aren't always, things aren't looking amazing since they're so desaturated and not a lot of color. I like this too. What a great representation of Seven of Wands. Same with this too. That's awesome. Wow. I am going to touch on the fact that there doesn't seem to be much diversity. However, I can understand the theming that goes along with this, that might not be what the author slash artist wanted. It kind of makes sense with that. I'm always going to point that out, and there are people that get upset, but my whole point is, why are you upset about wanting diversity in cards that you're using that are tools that represent you and or your clients? That's all I'm going to say. If it's a modern deck, I know I just said that's all I'm going to say, but if it's a modern deck based on modern times, there needs to be diversity, representation, and inclusion. But if it's based upon a theme, such as this seems to be in a specific time, that sort of a thing, I understand why there might not be. Wow. That's kind of like, are the Demigorgons? Is that what it is in Stranger Things? Gosh, this imagery. I mean, if you were a beginner, I really do feel like you could understand the cards throughout this without even looking at the guidebook. Ooh, I just dropped one. Okay. Dropping cards. And also I want to point out too that with the knights, they're all riding a different type of creature. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and see how it shuffles. Then we'll pull a card and read from the guidebook. All right. Yep, it shuffles just like any other Los Scarabeo deck. And I really do appreciate that. It's a decent quality cardstock. Yeah, it shuffles just fine. All right, can I get a card, please? It shuffles just fine. Oh, we're going to read for the Three of Cups, Three of Chalices. I don't have an issue with the cardstock at all. Let's go ahead and just get an up-close view. It bends just fine and snaps back. It is a little flimsy just because that's just the common cardstock with the Los Scarabeo decks, but it's not terrible. Like, it shuffles just fine. I don't mind a little bit more of a flimsy deck. It's not even flimsy. That's not even the correct word. It's just not that thick. All right, so let's take a look at the Three of Cups in the book here. Oh, here we go. So, let's see. It just goes by numerology, and then it tells you the different suits. So let's see here. Facing your most profound self means knowing even your dark sides and your weak points as well as strong ones. Then your dreams will emerge from amidst your desires and fears, together with the shadows and lights to be harmonized and the demons to be dominated. All these energies become resources if guided virtuously by awareness. The traditional elementary quadripartition can be found in the symbols of the minor arcana and in the essence of man himself. In this way, he who yearns to know himself will find it significant that the four suits will correspond to his own four main centers, which must tend to integrate. The chalices are dreams and represent emotions and the element of water corresponding to your own emotional center, joys and pains. Dreams are delicate and are held in the heart like wine in a chalice. Dreams sometimes well and overflow like tears in our eyes when we are moved. Okay, then it goes through each other suit, and then it tells you 3 here. The grimoire falls open to natural magic, to creativity, to union. So 3 of Cups. It's going to be a little bit harder for you as a beginner to understand how that works, what the meanings are. So if this is a deck that you are called to as a beginner, I highly recommend having a different type of resource next to you when learning this deck. However, I do see that there are actual meanings here for the major arcana. So it might be a little bit easier to learn for the major. But my thought process here is that these images are pretty easy to interpret without the book next to you. However, I can understand why one would want a book. But that being said, I think this is highly creative. I think this is perfect for shadow work. And if you are a little bit more advanced in your tarot, this deck would be perfectly fine to use without their guidebook. But yeah, as far as a dark deck goes, I'm really into this. I think this one has to be one of my favorites, even though it is really intimidating. If you look at it from a shadow work perspective, it totally makes sense. Bringing your demons to the forefront and facing them and working through it. It really does a great job with that. I like how it shuffles. I like the size of it. Always with the Lo Scarabeo guidebooks, there's always going to be a little bit lacking there for me, just because they do have to fit like 5 different languages in one book. So I understand that. But let me know what you think down in the comment section below. I'm always interested to hear your thoughts and opinions. And if you own this deck, what do you use it for? And if you use it only for shadow work, etc., let me know that too. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I'm so excited we're on this big old journey together. Thanks again, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell on your way out of this video. That way you won't miss any uploads from me, as well as check out the links in the description box. I do have where you can purchase these this deck specifically down there, as well as all other information, how to contact me, and a Patreon. So check it all out, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.